the animal to protect the house. He often hit it with a stick. At some point, the goat couldn't take it anymore and started hitting its owner back with its horns. The goat gave the man so many sharp blows that his abdomen got torn.
Stop fighting him back, yo.
At some point, the goat couldn't take it anymore and
about to fade the whole family.
Horns.
Get your bitch ass down, nigga.
So many sharp blows that his abdomen
leave me alone.
got torn apart.
Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan. I'm Dirty Dan. I don't know what you mean. I'm Dirty Dan.
It's absolutely amazing.
I'm Dirty Dan.
Whoa, Dirty Dan.
This is the only part of the footage filmed by the team of the underwater director Henry Borse in 1964 that I can show you. The rest of the video is just going to be censored by YouTube for being too bloody. The man attacked by the shark was the director himself. He was diving near Lady Julia Percy Island to videotape seals for his movie, but instead he encountered a cold-blooded predator. When Henry's colleagues rushed to his rescue and got the victim out of the water, they noticed that the shark had chewed off his leg. However, such instances don't stop anyone. In 2014, a giant shark attacked a...
I'm not gonna hold you. Yes, I have love and passion for, I understand they love that shit. Like, I love streaming and shit, and I understand, like, sometimes, let's say I lost my back due to a dangerous accident and I can't use my back meat no more. I mean, it's certain things you just might have to, like, give up and readjust and learn how to re-love life and do other things. If a shark fucks up my whole leg and I'm a deep sea diver, maybe that's the higher powers calling and trying to tell you, like, hey, dog, you might want to try something a little different, There's a warning, but maybe you should go for something a little different. Especially if you have the means to do so, to, do whatever the fuck you want. It's not like you have to do it, you just want to do it. You might want to heed that warning.
South African submarine.
That's just me.
Fortunately, the predator didn't get to the team, who were just observing whales. Yet sometimes humans consciously approach wild animals. They hunt grizzly bears, train orcas, rescue snakes, and adopt hippopotamuses as pets. But very often, their confidence in successfully taming the dangerous animals ends in death. So, who of us is most likely to fall prey to a predator? Even if I get eaten by a shark or croc, the main thing I want is that it be filmed. If I died, I would be sad if no one got it on tape.
What the fuck? Oh, that's what that nigga said? And didn't he die by a stingray? So he actually said he want, huh?
That it be. Even if I get eaten by a shark or croc, the main thing I want is that it be filmed. If I died, I would be sad if no one got it on tape.
So you think he's sad because it was, like, you think he's sad because it was neither one of those?
These words are about the most famous TV naturalist, Steve Irwin. There's no way you haven't seen him. He's the fearless blonde, khaki-clad hero who tells us about dangerous fauna and keeps shouting, "Crikey!" Irwin was nicknamed the Crocodile Hunter, but in actuality,
sound like a real nigga to me.
Was a co-owner of the Australian Zoo and founded a nature conservation foundation called Wildlife Warriors Worldwide. Numerous parks, zoos, streets, a ship called M.Y. Steve Irwin, a snail species called Crikey Steve Irwini, and even an asteroid 57 Irwin, a snail species called Crikey Steve Irwini.
Alright.
And even an asteroid 57567 Crikey have all been named after him. It's a shame, though, that you can't explain to a wild animal that you're a world-famous ecologist, and you're not going to harm it. On September 4th, 2006, Steve set off to the Great Barrier Reef to record some footage with a deadly tiger shark for a documentary series called Ocean's Deadliest. Irwin dived and spent quite a long time in the water, but so far hasn't managed to track down the shark. Suddenly, he noticed a 2.5-meter stingray and decided to videotape it. The footage was a great fit for another project called Bindi the Jungle Girl. The TV show featured his daughter, who decided to follow in her father's footsteps. In the show, she was supposed to tell other kids about wild animals, so Irwin wanted to help her with the video. The TV presenter held the stingray in his arms. He thought there was nothing to fear since stingrays pose almost no threat to humans. Most experts indeed view stingrays as docile creatures who attack very rarely and only in self-defense. Most injuries from the bites of the species are localized in the area of ankles and shins and happen when a person inadvertently steps on a stingray that has buried itself in the sand. When Steve raised the stingray in front of the camera to get a close-up of the creature, the animal probably felt trapped and stung the TV presenter. Despite being very painful, stingray poison is usually not deadly. For a minute, the cameraman, Justin Lyons, panicked but continued filming. Irwin and his crew had an arrangement. If after an animal
He never said nigga, right?
attack, which is a fairly frequent occurrence in his line of work, the presenter's physical condition deteriorated, he would give his crew a sign. If there's no sign, there's no need to stop the work process. So having filmed the stingray, the cameraman and Irwin returned to the boat, where it became clear that the presenter was having trouble breathing. As it turned out, the stingray had injected its poison right into Steve's chest, exactly where his heart was. It had never happened to anyone before. Because the stingray had hit a critically important organ, Irwin could not be saved. The fans were shocked by the fact that, despite having worked with highly dangerous animals for his entire life, their idol died from an ordinary stingray injury. Of course, everyone wanted to see Justin's sensational footage, especially since Irwin himself would have...
Right, from a, what? Out of all this shit? Crikey, it's a nigga. Crikey, it's a nigga. I'm about to say, bro, I wonder if he ever did. But damn, out of everything you done wrestled down, all them alligators and crocodiles, they just... All the alligators and crocodiles, they sitting there like, yeah, nigga, you done wrestled my uncle and my niece and shit. Yeah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So the alligators and shit, they like, hell yeah. I'm tired of this nigga choking me out. But that's crazy. Like a stingray, it got him literally right in the heart meat. Damn.
Wanted this. Nevertheless, Discovery Communications, the network that had facilitated Irwin's career, stated the video can never be shown on television. After the investigation, all copies of the footage were destroyed, except for one, which, as noted in the official statement, was given to Irwin's wife, Terry. Rumor has it that she also destroyed the tape without even watching it. Although there is a low-quality video circulating online called Steve Irwin Last Minute Video, it's unknown whether the footage is real. The ecologist's death became a great tragedy, but we can't say it had been unexpected. Just like the obvious result of Timothy Treadwell's exploratory bear hunt in 2003. Timothy set up camp in spots where grizzly bears live. And he observed them. Some people say they've seen videos of him touching the bears and playing with their cubs. Yet the rangers of Katmai National Park, where the man was a frequent visitor, warned Treadwell that his methods of studying grizzly bears were not only dangerous, but also illegal.
See, man, as a bear myself, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let us be. You know what I'm saying? It's not the bear fault. Him and this shorty. Yeah, I think I seen something about this shit, but like, you gotta leave the bears alone, yo. We just be wanting to chill.
Since he put up his tents in prohibited areas, very close to the grizzlies. So, in 2003, this bear enthusiast, as always, broke all the rules and went to the part of the park called the Grizzly Maze.
I've seen this one before.
Time, he was accompanied by his girlfriend, Amy Huguenard. It was October, the time when bears stock up on food for the...
Huguenard sound like a very racist name. I'm sorry. But it does sound incredibly racist. But, yeah. Yo, I remember... I forgot what I was watching, but I remember, I think it was like on some Animal Planet type shit. And it was like bear attacks. And it was like, yeah, I remember hearing that name. And I was like, Huguenard. I was like, wait a minute, that name might be racist.
The winter, gain fat for hibernation, and act more aggressively. But Treadwell still set up camp not so far from the animals. At some point, the couple stopped contacting their friends and relatives. Then, the helicopter pilot who flew to the area to pick the couple up from the campsite saw a horrific scene from above. Disfigured human remains scattered around the tent. The park rangers were informed of the find and rushed to the site of the tragedy right away. There, they encountered an angry grizzly who had to be killed. The animal's stomach necropsy confirmed that it had mauled Timothy and his girlfriend. A camera was found among their abandoned belongings. It had 6 minutes of footage where nothing could be seen, but one could hear the frantic screams of people being torn apart by a grizzly bear. Different filmmakers tried to talk the rangers into sharing the video with them to make a movie about the event using real sound footage. However, the park employees thought it was inhumane. Still, the deaths of people in the
wanting to use the real audio for a movie, that is kind of, I mean, yeah, that is kind of crazy, bruh. Although I get it, like from a content creator perspective, I get it why you would like, bro, that would be wild. You know what I'm saying? We could just recreate it, obviously with actors and dramatization, but really have that actual audio and they really be based on true events. I mean, yes, that does make for a great movie, but morally, I'm like, come on, dog, that's kind of fucked. But at the same time, it's like, that would be a good movie, though. I'm not even gonna hold you. That would be, you know, morally it fucked up, but you know.
These two stories look logical, however horrible it may sound. Such extreme enthusiasts had zero chances of staying alive. But how more likely to survive are the people who are skilled at taming wild animals? The training of wild animals has always raised heated discussion. The people in this line of work usually say,
you know, the authenticity though. But I know it is. I know that's crazy. That's fucked up. It's crazy.
They try to ensure the animals are kept in the most comfortable conditions possible to avoid causing them pain and stress.
Alright, I ain't like the way he hit that tiger. That nigga need to get his arm chewed off. Why you hit that tiger like that?
The animals often start to forget their life in wild nature, or don't even know about it, being born in captivity. The internet is teeming with viral videos of dangerous animals adorably playing with their trainers, and even gladly doing the tricks they've been taught. But that's not always the case. For example, in this footage, you can see the accident that happened. On February 24th, 2010, at SeaWorld Park in San Diego, during a program show, a female trainer, Tamari Tollison, was sitting at the water's edge near orcas named Orchid and Splash. Suddenly, the animals started aggressively pulling her into the water. It was all happening in front of the viewers, many of whom were children. The girl could not break free from the orca's jaws, since each of them weighed at least 3 tons. The other employees also didn't know how to confront the angry predators and save their coworker. But then, a trainer called Robin Sheets came up with a rather risky idea to release another orca into the reservoir. It would seem that if the employees had been unable to reason with 2 orcas, there was no way they could deal with 3. But this orca was a dominant one. It approached Orchid and Splash, gave them some kind of a signal, and they let go of the girl. Tamari's life was saved. Nevertheless, sadly, not all sea predator trainers are this lucky. For instance, in the same year, a similar situation happened at SeaWorld. This time in Orlando. A trainer, Don Brancho, was assaulted by an orca named Tilikum, who weighed almost 5.5 tons. And
assaulted? You mean like assaulted? Like, you mean she got weighted? Oh, I was like, because I know dolphins are smart. I'm like, they're smart enough to be on the list, so we gotta get dolphins up out of here too? Dolphins are freaky ass niggas? Because they said dolphins are smart now, and I'm like, wait, hold on. How smart are dolphins? Like, wait a minute. How smart are dolphins? Hold on, bro. Hold on.
And in this case, sadly, the girl could not be saved. The
What
park
happened?
owners said the animals were looked after in compliance with all the standards, and the orcas were friendly to the trainers before that
Those
instance.
aren't dolphins.
Yet, according to zoologists, when the animals who had the entire ocean at their disposal
those are
get
whales.
locked in the park's limited reservoirs, they receive psychological trauma that can manifest itself at the most unexpected moment.
What?
In addition, it's very difficult to control what methods the trainers use and whether they don't hurt the animals during training.
Well, I'm
For
trying to learn. Tell you
in
what did I
June
do?
of 2013, a circus employee, Alexander
I just
Crispin,
wanna make sure the
was
lady,
running with
you know-
two tigers around the playpen and using a stick to make the animals run in circles. They had already been taught to do this, so
Yeah,
it
see-
was just routine training for them. So,
Yeah, now see, this is shit I don't like for real. You know what I'm saying? He was over there like smacking him on the face with the stick on command type shit. I was like, man, you deserve to get your face slashed, nigga. Like, you're hitting me in the face with a fucking rod and like, hey, dance, nigga. Like, bro, who are you, Tory Lanez? Don't hit me and make, nigga.
suddenly, one of the tigers decided it had enough and
Right.
pounced at Crispin.
Fuck off.
The animal knocked the man off his feet and continued mercilessly mauling him, although the circus employees hit the tiger with a metal stick to chase it away. In the end, Crispin died of blood loss. Even if a trick with a wild animal went smoothly,
That one is fucking. Why you say fuck Toy for? I didn't say that. But yeah, bro. If you just keep getting hit in the face all day, one day you just gonna be like, bro, not today, G. Animals get headaches too. Them niggas get tired. You keep doing the same shit every day. Shit, nigga, you can get fed the fuck up too.
countless times,
Stop hitting me.
you never know when things will go awry. For instance, Ali Khan Samsodin was a Malaysian snake charmer who set records with dangerous animals. In the early 90s, he became famous because of practically living in a small room with 400 cobras for 12 hours a day for 40 days. He was dubbed the King of Snakes and Scorpions, since
Ew.
one time he locked himself in a box with 6,000 scorpions for
Ew,
3
nigga.
weeks. Still, in 2006, he got bitten by a cobra during one of his shows, and this bite
Made me
became
itch a
deadly
little.
for him. But how do animals behave with the people who treat them well, or even saved their lives at some point in the past? A farmer from South Africa, Marius Els, was famous because of his pet hippopotamus, whom he used to ride like a horse. Marius rescued it from a flood when the animal was still very young, and then he let him stay in his household.
a pet hippo.
Humphrey, that's how Els called the hippopotamus, responded to its name, ate apples out of the palm of his owner's hand, played with them, and let the man brush his teeth. Just take a look at the teeth of a grown hippopotamus. It can easily chew your arm off. There was talk in the farmer's surroundings that the man treated the hippopotamus not just like an animal, but like a son. Marius didn't consider Humphrey to be dangerous, although everyone else noticed the animal's covert aggression. It attacked cows and even killed one of them. One day, Marius went on a hike with Humphrey and disappeared. Later, his body was found, ironically, in the very same river where he'd once saved the hippopotamus from the flood. Judging from the wounds, the animal had most likely mauled its owner and then dumped him into the water. For some reason, people sometimes think they can replace the mother for young animals. It might work with domestic animals, but not with wild ones. Still, a wolf trainer at Kolmorden Wildlife Park disagreed with this statement. In 2012, a woman, whose name the media chose to keep undisclosed, decided to visit the den of the wolves she'd communicated with back when they were pups. It's unknown.
Oh, okay, now that's dumb. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's dumb. That's dumb. You seen the nigga that swims with a 16-foot croc? He raised it and he loves them. It's crazy. What? Hell nah, I ain't never seen no shit like that. That's what I'm saying. Look now, it's y'all got a real, and you see how they're all whole white. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the wholesome white people. But y'all gotta realize, cuz it's because you find this animal in the wild and you raise it. If that nigga starts getting bigger than you, able to overpower you, and it is a wild creature, nigga, it's not gonna look at you like mama. No, it's gonna look at you like food when it's hungry enough. That's nuts, yo. Like the lady who bought that monkey. Now I want a monkey. Oh, but I know what you're talking about, the one that ripped her face off and it went around killing people and shit. I remember that one too. That monkey that fucking went crazy. And it was like, my monkey went crazy and ripped my neighbor's face off. I was just like, well, first off, I feel like it was racist for you to even have a monkey anyway. I feel like he snapped and he was just like, man, what the fuck am I doing here? I do remember that shit, Tay. Did we watch that together? Did we watch that shit together? I forgot because I'm having deja vu now. But I do remember her screaming, talking about her monkey ripped her neighbor's face off or some shit. And then they had to put the monkey down. It ain't the monkey fault. I think that's probably what prompted us to watch Planet of the Apes. That may have been what prompted that. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh, hold on, is this it?
Activity and is strongly discouraged due to the risks involved. Crocodiles are powerful predators with strong jaws, sharp teeth, and a reputation for aggressive behavior. Crocodiles are wild animals, and their behavior can be unpredictable. While it is true that there have been individuals who have interacted with crocodiles in various ways, including swimming with them. Meet Cheeto, a fisherman from Costa Rica whose best friend is Crocodile Cheeto, came across a crocodile that a hunter had wounded. Nursing the crocodile back to full health in 1989, he bonded with the creature, naming it Poco. Cheeto was surprised to find that the crocodile refused to leave his side. Their friendship continued to endure over the decades, with Cheeto gaining notoriety for being one of the few people in the world who has successfully tamed a crocodile. Cheeto would ride through the water on Pacho's back, and he frequently bestowed the massive reptilian with hugs and kisses. The 450-kilo beast even permitted his mammalian friend to stick his head into his mouth. Unfortunately, Paco died of natural causes in the water on 12 October 2011. Swimming with crocodiles.
He died of natural causes. Natural selection. Nigga was eating. They ain't gonna tell you that part. They left that out of the short. Natural causes. Yeah, alright. He tried that trick one more time. Look, this is Pacho. Look, guys. Hum. Ate that nigga. Pacho was goddamn pistachio. Crunched his motherfucking melon and it was like, yep, okay, cut that out. We just cut it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the end of his story. You haven't heard anything else from that nigga, have you? That nigga's out of there.
How much time had passed since their last encounter.
Out of there.
But her colleagues admitted they occasionally visit even the wild animals of the park.
Oh, but this shit, that's what I was about to say. Yo, you raised them as puppies, and you're going back to see them as adults? I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Nigga, you haven't seen them? Nigga, they don't fucking know you. That don't sound too smart. They don't fucking know you. They might, like, you know, get a scent, but, like, you may be familiar, but they don't fucking know you.
So that they get accustomed to humans. Being sure the wolves would recognize her, the woman set out to see the animals alone and spent quite a
Alone is crazy.
long time in the den. When her coworker went to check on her, they saw the wolves tearing the woman's body apart. They barely managed to approach the predators to put them to sleep. The wolves simply wouldn't leave the victim's body alone. Unfortunately,
damn. I already knew. I was like, yo, you are walking lunch. That was like, hell yeah, we about to tear this Karen up. I haven't had Karen in years. That was dumb as fuck. That was dumb as fuck. Why would you do that? Why? Who allowed her, rest in peace though, you're right, but who allowed her to go unsupervised? That was dumb.
the woman could not be saved. It's important to always remember that wild animals won't behave like, for instance, a domestic dog, who will recognize you after a long time apart. First and foremost, the predators see you as their prey. Nevertheless, some people think they can befriend even a python. Elliot Sensman, from the town of Upper Macungie, Pennsylvania, spent around 10 years.
What you call me?
Elliot Sensman, from the town of Upper Macungie, Pennsylvania, spent around 10 years working with snakes. Once, he rescued a boa constrictor from a family who had been cruel to the animal. Elliot took the 8-kilogram.
How can you be cruel to a boa? What do you mean be cruel? Like not feed it? Smack it? Like, How do you even have that as a pet? Like, what is the real benefit of having? You know how you know what it feels like in my mind. In my mind, having one of them bitches is like, you know, when you got like one of the hose outside and you gotta roll it up and, you know what I'm saying, have it organized. I feel like having a snake like that, or even a snake in general, it's like having a garden hose that you just, or a wire or an extension cord that you just don't want to step on so it don't shock you, aka bite you. Like, why I gotta step over this little piece of shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do nothing. You just here. And, you know, the fuck? In my mind, that's how I see, like, having, like, snakes and shit. Starving it, not giving it the right environment to thrive, neglect. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know the first step on how to take care of a snake. Like, what the fuck? What do they... You treat them like frogs, right? I had a frog and a turtle before. You raise them like frogs and shit?
Reptile home to join the other animals he'd rescued before. But due to the stress experienced at the hands of its former owner,
like
the snake was rather aggressive and not very prone to contact.
I say, yeah, I don't
Elliot's
even know how you
friends
would even take
repeatedly
care of that
told him
motherfucker.
he should find a place for the python to stay as fast as possible,
Keep
because there
him
was
in
no
water?
way he was going to deal with such a huge reptile alone. But no one wanted to adopt the snake due to its excessive rebelliousness. On July 24th, 2022,
Y'all call them
Elliot's
shits
grandmother,
danger
who had come
noodles?
to visit her grandson,
Yeah, I'm
saw
good.
him immobilized with a python around his neck.
Yeah,
As
I'm
it turned
good.
out, Senseman was trying to clean the reptile's terrarium when suddenly the python attacked him. Elliot was trying with all his might
Yeah,
to
I'm
break
good.
free, while his grandma was calling 911. Soon, the police arrived. They shot the python so that it would let go of Elliot, but it was too late. The animal had choked its rescuer to death. Yet Elliot wasn't the only person who came up with the idea to create an entire zoo of snakes single-handedly. For instance, there's the Reptile House in Oxford, Indiana. In it, the local sheriff Munson kept 150 reptiles. He caught the snakes, bred them, and even sold them. Laura Hurst shared Munson's hobby, and 20 snakes from the house belonged to her. She paid them regular visits twice a week. But one day, Laura was found unconscious, with a reticulated python wrapped around her neck. Just like in the previous case, the woman could not be saved after the constriction. The police found a photo Laura had taken.
You want to know what the common denominator of all of these deaths are? And I'm pretty sure y'all see it. What's the one common theme in all of these deaths? It's just one common thing.
The day before the
That I
accident,
just can't
this
help
snake
but
is
notice.
believed to be the one who killed
Exactly.
the girl. After a close look at the photo, Munson was horrified to realize that the
I don't
snake
think we're gonna
wasn't
see
one
too
of the
many
20
of us
reptiles Laura took care
going
of.
through these
So,
situations.
she just made a mistake and taken the wrong snake, which was why the animal killed her? We'll never know the truth. But Laura wasn't safe from being attacked, even by her own snake. Domestic animals who have lived
Get
with
off,
their
bitch.
owners for many years can
See,
also
look at that.
change their
Look
behavior.
at that.
Very
Oh,
suddenly. Have lived
hell
with their
no.
owners for
Look
many
how
years.
fast that is.
Can own snake. Domestic animals who have lived with their owners
Oh,
for many
hell
years can
no.
also change their behavior.
Oh,
very suddenly.
hell
Mike
no.
Tyson.
What the nigga? Oh, I just said niggas. And I forgot about Mike Tyson. Didn't he knock out a tiger, though? Didn't he, like, put his tiger to sleep or some shit? Niggas barely like the dogs, and they getting crocodiles, monkeys, and tigers. Nah, that's what I'm saying, bro. We barely, like, you know what I'm saying? Regular domesticated animals and shit.
Tyson's Bengal tiger, Michael Jackson's chimpanzee, Paris Hilton's kinkajou,
What the fuck is a kinkajou?
Salvador Dali's tame anteater.
Anteater?
Today, wild animals at home are not something out of the ordinary. Yet it used to
What
be
the fuck is a
something
kinkajou?
celebrities shocked the public with.
That bitch
and
had a
ordinary
Pokemon?
people could become stars thanks to such a pet. This is what happened to John Rendell and his friend Anthony Ace Burke. In 1969, they moved to London to open an antique furniture store.
I'm still
But one
wondering
day,
what a kinkajou
they saw a
is.
lion cub in a pet shop and had the crazy idea of buying it. Since then, the two friends became famous because they showed up at various social events with their own tame lion. Christian, which was his name, looked like some rock star. He joined them in for convertible rides, dined at restaurants, and drank water from a big porcelain cup. But the lion was growing pretty fast, and the London apartment was becoming too small for this wild animal. Then, John and Ace made a difficult decision to part with their pet and release it into the wild nature. With the assistance of nature conservationists, they transported Christian to Kora National Park in Kenya. Yet, unable to bear the sadness they felt from having said goodbye to their wild friend, the men went to visit their lion, who was all grown up. They didn't even know if he would recognize them. The park employees showed them the spot where the lion usually rested. Soon, the animal came out of its hiding, and having noticed some silhouettes in the distance, the lion suddenly jumped at the two friends, and it became one of YouTube's most famous videos of a wild animal rushing to hug humans. This might be something Sandra Piovison, a wolf trainer at Colmerton Wildlife Park, expected to experience. In her backyard, the woman kept cages with 9 wolf-dog hybrids. She also knew them back when they were pups and stepped into the cage to feed them every day. But eventually, the woman was found dead. She had many bite marks and died from blood loss. But not only sharp-fanged predators can attack a person trying to tame them. For instance, Gerald Rushton of East Texas kept a fawn in a kennel. It was fluffy and cute, and even befriended a domestic rabbit. With time, Bambi grew into a red deer, who one day just pushed Gerald into the fence with his horns.
Damn!
Then, the animal started being even more aggressive and attacked its owner. It gave the man such a mighty blow with its hooves that he died. And what can we expect?
Damn, Bambi!
It's not very big, has neither fangs nor horns, and if the need arises, it can be dealt with easily. Not to mention that it's our closest relative, and sometimes it's as easy to find common ground with chimpanzees as it is with young children. Or is it? Sandra Harold from Connecticut had a pet chimpanzee named Travis, whom she brought up like a small child. The animal became especially important for the woman when her daughter died, followed by her husband. Then, Sandra directed
We
all
might
of
hit
her
a
love
reset
to
soon,
Travis.
y'all.
Still, both the woman and
So if we do hit that reset and y'all just, get booted out, you already know what the vibe is. We gonna finish this and then I don't know. I might raid out. I'm gonna see if I can still raid out. But we gonna finish this recording and I'm gonna get these videos on the way and I'm gonna start up the first scam at like 5 p.m.
the animal
Just give me a
suffered
heads
from
up real
severe
quick in case y'all get
depression
booted
caused
out.
by the loss of loved ones. Regardless of this, Travis even was the star of TV ads, one of them for Pepsi. Although the monkey felt good around humans, there
I
were
feel like I
moments when its
remember
mood
seeing
would
that monkey on the
deteriorate, and then
on a
it would escape from its home.
on a Pepsi
On
or
one
Coke
such
ad
occasion,
back in the day.
Sandra's friend, Charla Nash, who also often spent time with Travis, volunteered to help in the search. After
like
she
I saw
found the
that shit back in the
chimpanzee
day.
not far from Sandra's
Sounds
house,
familiar for some
Charla
reason.
started trying to get the animal to go home with her, luring him with a Tickle Me Elmo doll, which he liked very much. But all of a sudden, Travis went berserk. He jumped at the woman and knocked her to the ground.
Wait a
Travis
minute.
was hitting Charla with all his might and biting her.
This
Sandra
is
was
it.
nearby and saw this happening.
This is
Although
it.
she loved her pet dearly, the woman realized that now she had to choose whose life to save, Travis's or her friend's. Then the woman grabbed a shovel and started hitting the chimpanzee, but none of it had any effect on Travis. Then she stabbed him with a knife and he ran into the house, leaving a trail of blood behind him. Sandra called the police, who eventually shot the animal, who was like a child to her. Charla survived, but the chimpanzee broke almost all of her facial bones, deprived her of eyesight, and tore off her eyelids, nose, jaw, lips, and most skin from her head. Her life was forever changed, but if you think that only wild animals can attack you, you're wrong. You need to be cautious around domesticated and household animals as well. In 1991, Carl Hulsey was
That's
beaten to
crazy.
death by a
We were just
45-kilogram
talking about
goat in Locust Grove, Oklahoma. For some
Oh,
reason, the man
just
decided
restarted,
he could
y'all.
use a goat instead of a watchdog. While training the animal to protect the house, he often hit it with a stick.
Damn.
At some point,
Damn.
the goat couldn't take it anymore
Gig,
and started
gig.
hitting
I
its
see you,
owner
loved
back
one.
with its horns. The goat
Is this
gave the
nigga
man so
scamming?
many sharp blows.
No, look, yeah, I was just telling you. I was just telling everybody. I knew everything was going to reset because I had already hit the 48-hour mark, and every time I hit the 48 hours, it sends out another notification, and it restarts. I just got here. I know. This is a recap. Exactly. This is a recap of the 48 hours because it always does that. You know what I'm saying? It won't let the VOD keep going. I'm dead ass like on the tail end right now of this reaction, which is all still gonna be all of this. Y'all gonna see this whole thing in like real time once I make this a video. You know what I'm saying? Raise your hand if you real. Raise my hand if you real is crazy. Yo, yes, this is not a scam. You don't even see the rerun. That's crazy.
Recap
That's crazy.
this.
Looking ass. But yeah. Look, I understand y'all just got here. I understand that. That's because it just sent out the noti. I'm finishing up this reaction. I'm gonna upload at least 3. I got 3 videos, and then I'm coming right back. I love you too. And I appreciate all of y'all. Real shit. And I'm coming back on because I have to do a night shift. So I have to work at 6, but I'll be back on around 5 p.m. Boot up everything, talk to y'all for a little bit before I dip. Y'all know how I do. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate y'all. But let me go ahead and finish this drawing off because, man, you see how it is every time I do a recording? You know what I'm saying? Nah, every time I'm doing a little recording, I got to trim out the little fat. But, fuck you, Sun Eater. All right, let me finish this up, and then, you know what I'm saying? Let me get to work.
That is
I do got to give my
abdomen
PC
torn
a break,
apart.
too. It's been
After the
48
accident,
hours.
the county authorities decided the goat had to be put down. However, the
Is it
decision
good?
I don't love you. I ain't on that Skittle Squad soldier bullshit.
was met with outrage by the locals, since the animal
Yo, I forgot how you said it the first time when you had said something. Because it was that Zill nigga. And the way, I don't know how it was, bro, but he was saying something. And this shit was just hilarious.
had no other
He
choice.
wasn't, but he was saying
and
something.
can't be held responsible for Carl's death. So, the goat was just put in a shelter.
Hold on, run this back, run it back.
The goat couldn't training the animal. Carl Hulsey was beaten to death by a 45-kilogram goat in Locust Grove, Oklahoma. For some reason,
By a
the man
goat?
decided he could use a goat instead of a watchdog. While training the animal to protect the house, he often hit it with a stick
Damn!
instead of a watchdog. While training the animal to protect the
Bitch!
house, he often hit it with
That's
a stick.
fucked up.
At some point, the goat couldn't take it anymore and started hitting its owner back with its horns. The goat gave the man so many sharp blows that his abdomen got torn
Stop
apart.
fighting him back, yo.
At some point, the goat couldn't take it anymore
He
and
done go about
started
to
hitting
fade
its
the
owner
whole
back with
family.
its horns.
Get your
The
bitch
goat
ass
gave
down,
the man
nigga.
so many sharp blows that his
Leave
abdomen
me
got torn
alone.
apart. After the accident, the county authorities
yo.
decided the goat had to be put down. However, the decision was met with outrage by the locals, since the animal had no other choice.
Goats
It can't
don't
be held responsible.
Damn,
for Carl's
goats really
death.
be like
So,
chilling.
the goat was just put in a shelter. But some animals can act cruelly, even with no apparent reason. In 2012,
Goats
Terry
just be
Vance Garner
coolin'.
from Oregon had a heart attack while he was feeding his animals.
That's
The
what I'm
farmer
saying.
fell over the fence into the pigsty. Since these animals are omnivores, they simply
Oh hell. Oh hell. I'm already knowing. Nigga fell into the pigsty. I already know. And if you have dealt with country girls, or if you know about, living, I haven't lived on a farm, but if you know about country girls and they have lived on a farm or they have livestock, have y'all ever been threatened to be fed to pigs, become pig food? Yes, nigga. Have y'all ever been threatened to be fed to pigs? Because they will dead ass eat any fucking thing. Anything. Like, they eat anything. Swine deserve to be driven extinct. I'm not gonna hold you. Them niggas will eat anything. They're human garbage disposals. I ain't gonna hold you. And I was like, bruh, feed a nigga to pigs? That shit crazy. Yeah, right. But no. Yeah, pig, yeah. You feel me? They fuck some humans up. I issued that threat before. Man, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like a country girl. It's a southern thing, yo. Like when when I was in Atlanta, never. But like ever since I came to Texas, I was like, bitch, did you just say feed me to your pigs? She's like, yep. Got 3 hogs, 2 of them bigger than you. Bigger than me? I'm like, yo. I'm like, why do you even have those? Niggas like you. The fact that she said it, and like I was laughing, thinking it was a joke. That bitch was not joking. Was she white though? No. That's the thing. She was not white at all. Far from it. Black as hell, actually. So I was just like, hey, yo. You not joking, huh? This is why I don't go nowhere with you. You about to fucking knock me out and I wake up and I'm on a fucking farm. Nigga! Exactly. That's how I'm gonna be like, yo, you not about to knock me the fuck out and I wake up on a farm and all I hear is squealing and shit. Man, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I told her, I better be tranquilized or something because I'm still gonna box. I'm gonna still fight. You know what I'm saying? I know you're like, nigga, how the fuck do you think you're gonna fight off a hog with your bare hands? But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna poke eye, put finger in snout. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do something to, make it uncomfortable. It ain't gonna be easy. I'm dead ass gonna get, I know I'm gonna get mauled, but fuck it.
Fuck off. 4 eyes.
My granddad used to own hogs. Keep fucking with them country things in the pig food. But I don't even really, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty reasonable good, God forbid, man, from eating swine. Did he? Oh, no divine swine. But I ain't gonna hold you. What if Alright, we're getting off track and I'm gonna cut a lot of this fat out. But I read somewhere that human meat kind of tastes like bacon. So what if... Never mind.
They went on eating their lunch and everything that was there before them, including their owner. So, as it turns out, it's best to be careful around all animals. No one is to trust, apart from cats and dogs. They would never. But wait, what do you mean by never?
I'm about to say, well, nigga, what do you mean? Cats and dogs? Shit. Some of them motherfuckers, what did you talk about? Shit. Have to ask Jeff. He was making them pulled people sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? He was fucking them Jones up. And he was like, bro, did I ever watch... I did watch the Dahmer John, but I'm about to say, I'm not watching that shit on stream. I'm not watching that shit on stream. But that was crazy. Pulled nigga sandwiches is... Yeah, that's that. Pulled Paul. Pulled Perry. Pulled Patrick. That nigga had a whole lot of pulled people sandwiches. Trying to give it out to the hood and shit. Walking around. We're like, nigga, we know what the fuck that is, Jeff. Your house smells horrible, Jeff. Why the fuck would we want to eat anything that comes out of your apartment? Smells like ass and death and dead niggas. And you want us to eat that? That sandwich smelled like dead nigga. And he was like, oh, so you don't want it? You sure you don't want to eat this sandwich? Bitch, you'll become this sandwich. You better eat this sandwich. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Paul was on timing. I said Paul. That nigga Jeff was on timing. You a vegetarian? Oh, he hated that shit. Yo, Jeff was weird. It was funny. It was only funny because of the actor, and he was acting. I forgot his name, but it was kind of funny, bro. That nigga that scene was funny. It wasn't supposed to be, but like, y'all know I got fucked up humor. If someone crib even stank, I ain't going in there. Never mind accepting a drink from them. That's what I'm saying, bro. If your house stank, nigga, you think I'm gonna accept any food from you? The fuck? The nigga from American Horror Story? Yeah, that dude, the white boy. You know what I'm saying? I forgot him. He ain't gonna hold you. Yes, that the whole series was fucked, but he was acting his ass off. He was acting his ass off, bro. I forgot your name. But yeah, he was acting his ass off. He a W-ass actor. Cause I was like, yo, that nigga, he hitting that hoe, bro. Cause he embodying this role right now. He hitting that hoe. I ain't gonna hold you.
Many dog owners are sure that their beloved pet will not only never hurt them, but
Alright, I'm gonna give away one more little leak just because we are gonna end soon. But you wanna know something? Like I said, we were dead ass. Like, well, I told you, October, spooky shit all month. Like games, shows, obviously movies, and like indie horror. You know, that's my shit. And that's gonna help me get back into my roots. You know what I'm saying? October, that's why I'm like, I'm getting all the little fun reactions, all the YouTube dumps, and then I'm gonna get back into like scary, like for the whole month. We're going dead ass whole month, get right back into the spooky shit. Day one is it's either gonna be movies, shows, horror shorts, horror games, everything spooky related on me. And I ain't gonna lie, American Horror Stories, I was gonna start. One of my favorite ones was I liked the one where niggas was the carnival one with all the weird the carnies and shit. The carnies was cool. The Coven was hard. I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute. Wasn't the very first one was like a school shooter or some shit like that? Some shit like that. I don't remember. It's been a minute, but yeah, I definitely want to go back. I want to go back and watch all of them shits, yo. And I want to play some new horror games and some old. Man, I can't wait for October, yo. I can't wait for spooky season. I cannot wait for that shit. All right, let's close this out so I can get ready to knock out these videos so I can come back at 5.
But if such a need arises,
Knock
we'll
this out.
protect them from an attack. But in 2017, something strange happened. Bethany Lynn Stevens was found in the woods dead, her body mangled. By her side stood her 2 loyal dogs. When the police arrived at the site,
You
they
didn't have to say
immediately
loyal
decided
dogs
the
after
dogs had
everything
killed
they
their
were.
owner. Although the girl's family and friends didn't believe it, the investigators think the bite marks on her body look exactly like dog bites. So then, we're left with only cats, right? I wouldn't trust them either. In the World Journal of Clinical Cases, there's a story of a man who died from a cat bite. And no, the animal didn't attack its owner.
Died from
It
a
was a
cat
playful
bite?
bite, nothing more. But in 6
Was
weeks,
it
the
sick?
man died of a bacterial infection called pasteurellosis, which his cat had passed on to him. So, which animal is still safe to keep at home? Write your ideas in the comments and subscribe to the channel. I know many other shocking stories that might save your life someday. Right now, go look into your cat's eyes. Are you telling me these are not the eyes of a killer?
W video. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't know that. Oh.